Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my AFL Fantasy wrap-up for round 1. Now, currently it is still live because the Gold Coast and West Coast game has started, but I don't have players for either of those teams, so I thought I'd do it now. In the future, I will film them on Monday morning. Okay, so we'll start with the defence. So defensively, Laird, Short and Daniel all did very well. Did them what I needed them to do. Short, I was a bit disappointed. I thought he'd score in the hundreds. But again, his projected was 78, so he scored a lot better than his projected, which is extremely good. Laird scored 20 more than his projected, and Daniel scored a lot more than his projected. Kazitsky, I think, scored exactly his projection, 44. Yeah, but I was pretty pleased with him. Probably gonna start Highmore over him in the future. Yeah, probably. Highmore's probably gonna start. Hayden Young had a good game. Pretty pleased with him. Jordan Clark had a pretty disappointing game in fantasy. In my Supercoach video, you'll see how much he scored there. But yeah, pretty disappointing fantasy for 54, so that's really annoying. And then Highmore got 62, and Neville Jetta got 38 off my bench. So let's go to the midfield. So Merritt, Oliver and Steele, the three big guys. So Merritt did very well with the captaincy, scored what I needed him to. Oliver did score a bit off, but still scored 110, so it was still a good option. And very pleased with his performance. Jack Steele, very disappointing, though. In the absolute pouring down rain, bucketing down, no one very scored that well, and I think it's currently the lowest scoring of any game. It was very low scoring in fantasy points. So that's very disappointing for me. And then Caleb Strong also let me down. Again, also pretty disappointing, but still got 85, which I'm pretty happy about. Hill, I don't know why I picked him. I thought when I saw that 76 projected, I was like, he's going to score more than that. And again, the bucketing down rain didn't help him. And one thing about Jack Steele is he had 15 disposals halfway through the second quarter, and I was like, oh, he might get 20 in the first half. He might even go for a 40 disposal game. He's on track to. He got 4 more disposals for the rest of the game. 4. He got finished with 19. So he could have done it so well, and he let me down. Caleb Strong, again, we've talked about him. Powell had a pretty good game. Started off really well, and I thought, oh, he might get in the 70s or maybe even the 80s. No, he kind of dropped off and just missed out in the 70s. And 68, pretty happy with. Eric Golden, extremely happy with 108. Superb. Played extremely well. Nothing to grouch about him with. Yeah, really, really good, solid performance. Great. Brandon Campbell, pretty disappointing for someone who was hyped up as definitely probably being better than Errol Gulden and maybe even Logan McDonald in scoring. And after all, out of the 3 Sydney rookies, he's scored the least, which is pretty disappointing. And then Tyler Brockman scored 45 off the bench, and Connie Downey didn't play. He was named as the medical sub, and he's someone I'm definitely considering taking out for James Jordan after his score. So Grundy scored 85. Luckily, I didn't have him as captain in this one, so I do have him as captain in Supercoach. So luckily, I wasn't my captain, so he only scored 85, and my captain points weren't wasted on him. Draper scored 78 as well, so pretty pleased with Draper. Hunter scored 44, but again, he's on my bench, so there's nothing really to grouch about there. Yeah. Let's go to the forward line. So in the forward line, Dustin Martin had a superb game, and I remember seeing that Dustin Martin had a superb game. And then he had a superb game, very good. And then I didn't even realize I had him in my fantasy team. And then when I checked, I was like thrilled because he scored 131. Hind did super well. I scored me 100. Impey scored me 74. Again, very well. Petty Dow, not super, but 64, pretty good. Miles Bergman looked pretty promising in the first half, and I thought he could maybe score me in the 60s. 54, and Danaher scored me 45. So the forward line, the Bergman and Danaher. I think I'll stick with Bergman. He actually looks like he's going to play off half-back, which is a more friendly role and gets more possessions there. And Danaher scored 45, which is pretty good. Pretty solid there as well. So pretty pleased with that. Danaher may come out for Zeeble. That might be a change as well. But I don't want to make too many changes this early on. So that's all my scores. So some of the changes is players that didn't play. Connor Downey, I'm still going to keep on my team, maybe. But Kieran Briggs, Alec Gordon, and Jonathan Patton probably all need to be sold. I don't know. So that's what's going to happen. Just really, it went really well. And as you can see, unless this guy has 90 players, like half his team, playing for the West Coast and Suns, which is potentially possible, then I should win this. I should win fairly easily, which is good. Pretty happy about that. Yeah, happy that that I've scored well. I hope you guys, if you're into fantasy, fantasy instead of Supercoach, I hope your teams do well and have done well. And see you guys in the next one.